Okay, so this is all about the MetaTrader platform. This is where you will see your account balance. You'll see any open positions that you have. You'll see all the markets that you could possibly trade. And also you'll be able to see charts and make analytics on the charts of the markets that you would like to trade. Okay, so first thing also to mention that with the MetaTrader platform, you do have the option to view any of the open positions and balances and orders on a mobile device as well. So it's not just on the PC, so you can get MetaTrader on the go. Okay, so first thing being first, what information is available on the MetaTrader platform? So obviously, first and foremost, live foreign exchange and CFD prices, the charts that you can look at and analyze, anything ranging from tick out to monthly. You could do technical analysis studies, trend following tools, indicators, oscillators. Some MetaTrader providers will offer you access to a news feed. Most do not, but some do. And also, as I said before, you can look at your account balance, your account equity, any margin that you've used or any margin that you've got available, which will show you how much firepower you have to open up new trading positions. You can look at your account history, all the trades that you've done in the past, and you can look at a performance report of your trading where you can see analytics on how you've done or how you're doing. Also on the MetaTrader terminal, you can see your open positions and any pending orders, whether they be related to the open positions or pending orders which are for new positions that you wish to open. You've also got access to exportable data and also to the MQL community, which is a range of people who code in MetaQuote's language, and you can use expert advisors and scripts. Okay, let's switch across to the platform itself. Across there. Okay, so first thing being first, let's talk about the Market Watch window. So that's this window here where you can see all the prices moving on the top left, and you can see all the foreign exchange prices, the FX majors, some crosses, some commodity-related markets. But also you see a range of CFD markets as well, and in other words, non-FX contracts for differences. And these can cover a whole range of things like Bitcoin. They can cover futures markets, commodities, a whole range of things, stocks. Let's just go through the list here. You can see a few things: T-bonds, bunds, bobble. These are interest rate futures. Some commodities, some indices, commodities here, crude oil, gas oil, and so on and so forth. A whole bunch of stocks. Depends on which broker that you have as to the range of markets that you're able to cover. Okay, so the symbol here represents the FX pair for foreign exchange markets, and you'll see the bid and the ask prices. Bid being the price at which you sell, the ask being the price at which you buy. This is the bid-ask spread. This number here. So that's the difference between these two numbers here. This is where the broker will make their commission, their money. These spreads will change a little bit around as market liquidity moves. So as an example, a sterling dollar here, we've got a spread of 2 pips. 20 is basically two pips on this market. So you can see that it'll change a little bit as the market moves around. The bid-ask spread, you can see the high and low for the current session. So going back from the start of the day, how high has it been, how low has it been for each of the markets. There's a timestamp there to show you the time of the last trade. Now these are live prices. You can see they're moving around right now. Every second you can see a new timestamp comes in. If these are not moving, then the market is closed, so you can't trade it. Some markets will only open at certain times. You can see a tick chart if you click on there. Not everybody looks at that, but sometimes there might be people like to look at tick charts. Also, a right click on the Market Watch window. There's a few interesting things like the depth of the market, where you can see essentially the order book of the broker, and you can place orders yourself on here. And you can also see the specification of each contract. So as an example here, the contract that we've got here, it tells you all the information that you need to know about the sizes, the code, when it trades from and to, the minimum lot size, the maximum lot size, the value of each tick or pip move, and trading periods here. So a whole bunch of information you can get from the Market Watch window. Also, if you double click on one of the prices, if you want to trade it, let's say we want to trade, let's say we want to buy some euros. So euro against the dollar, there's euro dollar, double click on it, up comes the order window. And now we can choose the size that we want to trade. Let's say we want to buy one lot of euro dollar, right? We can buy it at the market, or we can place a pending order to buy at different prices away from the market. But let's say we don't want to do that. Let's say we just want to buy at the market, and you just put in the lot size that you want to trade, one lot, that's 1.0, 1.00, depends on what you want to do, and hit the buy price. Okay, so instantly we've just bought one lot of euro dollar at a price of 108,316. Okay, so that, and when you do enter a trade, by the way, and we'll talk about this later on, it goes into the terminal window below. Okay, so that's from the Market Watch window. Also of interest, I think it's up there already. Let's just go, where are we now? New order, depth of market specification. That's one-click trading. One-click trading, no, that's from the chart, that's fine. Okay, so that's pretty much the Market Watch window. Now we'll move to the data and the navigator windows. Okay, so the data window, that's just simply a little box where you can read off of the prices from the chart. So view data window, there it is. You can actually move it around. It's kind of dockable. So essentially what you're doing is you can move your cursor across the chart and you can read what happened on a particular bar. So on this bar, you can see there it reads the 6th of February. The open was 110,003, high 110,145, low 109,633, close 109,806, and volume traded 22,919. So you can read all of the values off of this chart. And also this applies to any indicators that you put on the chart. So let's say, for example, you go insert, we'll go insert indicator. Let's do a moving average. Let's do a 20 period moving average. And on it goes onto the chart. So you can see instantly there on the data window, you can see where that moving average is. So on a given day, you can compare the price chart to an indicator value should you wish to do so. Okay, we're making money on our position here on euro dollar. Let's take their profits, just like that. So you can see just flipping across to the trade window, and we'll cover this a bit later. There's the one lot position in euro dollar I just bought at 108.31. So I bought one lot, which is 100,000 euro face value, and I sold it at a price of 108.39, making a net profit of $74. Okay, so that's how quick you can make or lose in the foreign exchange markets. Okay, so back to the data window. So you can see all of these values here: open, high, low, close. If you do a right click on it, there's a few other things where you can determine what goes on the window, and you can even copy some of the data if you wish to manipulate it. Okay, back to the navigator window. What else is on the navigator window? We can see the account traded. This is an ADS demo account. So there it is, accounts, ADS demo account. That's the login of the account, 9056081, which is this number up here. That's my name, that's the name of the account. And if you double click on it, you can see the credentials to get into the account. So let's say, for example, I want to log into this account from another platform. So I would need to know the login, I'd need to know the password, and I would need to know the server. I would need to know these details. Okay, now this is a demo account, by the way. This is not a real account. It's just a demonstration account, which I'm using for demonstration purposes. But if it's a real account, there will be other servers, which you can see here, for example, ADS Live and ADSS Live 3. So if I had a real account with this broker, I'd be choosing ADS Live or Live 3, and I'd be logging in and entering, and I'd be trading with real live money. Okay, so that's the login. Let's see, what else have we got? So if we can see a list of indicators by right click there. So let's have a look. Where are we now? So view navigator window. I'm sorry, we're onto the navigator window here. This is the list of indicators. So within here, these are the indicators that you can put onto your chart. You can trade them, or not trade them, but you can put them onto your chart and view them, do analytics with them. So a lot of different indicators here that you can attach to your charts and do all sorts of analytics to them. There are oscillators there, loads and loads of oscillators. We'll cover a lot of these indicators in later sections of the course. Volume, and so on and so forth. So many different indicators that can be used. Some are popular, like MACD, moving average convergence divergence, and some are not so well known. But in the navigator window, you can see these. You can see a whole range of indicators. Also in here, you can see what they call expert advisors. Now, what is an expert advisor? It's simply a program which allows your computer or instructs your computer to make trades based on a set of rules. Now, these rules may or may not have been back tested, but a set of buy and sell trading rules which you can use for the computer to automatically make your trades. Okay, so that's an expert advisor. Also scripts, which are indicators written in MQL code. Okay, now let's go to the terminal window. Let's spend a bit more time in the terminal window. Now this is where you're going to see any trade related information. Okay, so the market watch is really about the prices, the live prices, making trades, and the data window is about reading values off of the chart. The chart is about looking at the visuals for a particular market and doing analytics on it. And the terminal window is where you see your trades, your balance, any open positions, any orders that you have to enter or exit the market, and also some trading history. Okay, so first thing being first, this is the account balance. This is the balance of the account, 97,387. That's the equity. Now you'll see the equity right now is the same as the balance because there are no open positions. But again, if I enter an open position, let's buy some more euro dollar. Again, we'll buy one lot at the market. You can see instantly that we've got an instant open loss because we have bought at the ask price, and the difference between the ask and the bid price is going to be a small amount of money, which will obviously go against you to start with. So you can see that the equity is different to the balance at the moment because we're sitting on a small open loss. Okay. This is the amount of margin used to control the position. This account is leveraged at 500 to 1, so we need only 1/500th of the value of the position to run it. Okay, so we're using only $216 to run a position the size of $100,000. Okay, this tells you, free margin tells you how much margin you've got available. So we can trade a lot more, many more open positions because we've got a lot more firepower. Okay, so that's the first part. Open positions. So on the open position that we have, this gives you the order number, so we can identify at a later date. This gives you the time on which it was entered, so just a minute or two ago. This gives you the size. We bought one lot of euro against the dollar. That's the price at which we bought. And we don't have a stop loss in or a take profit, but we can always put that in if we wish by double clicking on it there. That's the price that the market is at the moment, the bid price. So 108,379, which corresponds here to the bid price. It shows you the price actually as the bid price, not the ask price, because we are long. We have bought one lot. So should we wish to liquidate our position at the market price, we use the bid price and not the ask price. Any commission or swap attached to the position, none on this one. And this is the open profit or loss in this case, because it's minus. We're sitting on an open loss of $45 on this particular position. And you can see this fluctuates all the time. Okay, now we go to the exposure tab. So just flicking across the exposure tab. So we bought one lot of euro dollar, which is equivalent to buying 100,000 face value of euro dollar. So we're long 100,000 euros and short an equivalent amount in US dollars. Okay, that's the amount of money that's operating the position. And also you can see that there is an exposure in US dollars long of 96,907 because the account is valued in US dollars. So therefore there's a very large US dollar exposure on the account. Okay, let's go to the account history. This is where we can see all of the trading history that we've done from start to finish. So if we do a right click on this, we can show all of the history like so. And this will show you from when the balance started. So deposit 100,000, well, that's a demo account, obviously. 100,000 went in on the 20th of January, and you can see all of the transactions that have been done since that point. So a whole range of trades. You have an order number for each of them, timestamp, sell or buy, the size at which you traded, the market which you traded on, the price at which you bought or you sold, any stops or take profits attached, the time that you exited the trade or cancelled the order, the price at which you exited the trade, and any open or any closed out profit and loss based on the trade. So you can see every single trade and all of the P&L attached to it as well. You can also attach things like comments to the trade, comments, taxes, commissions, just a few extra bits of information that you may or may not require. Sometimes when you do a trade, you might want to write into the ticket window a comment. For example, you might say, for example, this is a particular type of trade, like a moving average trade. Where are we now? Let's go dollar yen. Let's say we want to do a moving average trade, and you buy dollar yen, and you can see right there that in the comment it tells you you've got a moving average trade. So it's just if you want to reference the information to do with a particular trade. Okay, so that's let's go back to the account history. So yeah, you've got, these are all the fields in the account history, and you can go all the way down to current day. Now, if you want to see a report of these things, to see a lot of information based upon it, right click, and you can save as a detailed report. Okay, so save as detailed report, detailed statement, save it on your desktop or wherever you want to save it, and up it comes. So what does it tell you? So you've got the brokerage, you've got the account number, the name of the account holder, the currency the account's traded in, the leverage on the account. Remember I said it was 500 to 1, and the current time, date and time. Okay, so here's the information that we saw on the screen before. So the profit, the start balance, and all of the information that you need to see, including comments if you want to put those in. Okay, so you get to the end of that, and that's essentially where you are there. Okay, so let's take a look at the summary and report. So what is it that we're looking at? Again, account number, account name, currency, leverage, and date. And let's go through to the performance summary at the bottom. So what this tells you here is you have the amount of money that went in, the deposit, the closed trade P&L, that's how much you've made or lost. We're sitting on a loss in this case. The current balance, the current open equity, you can see that they're different. The balance and the equity are different because we have these open positions. The free margin, that tells you how much margin you've got available for any new open positions if you wish, and how much margin you're currently using to finance your open positions. There's your floating P&L, profit and loss, from those two positions, which corresponds to this number here. Okay, interesting to know there's an equity curve of your performance. So from day one, we started off with 100,000 and flatline, then went up, made some money, then started to lose some money, and then a bit of flatlining there. So that shows you the equity curve of the balance of your account so far. There's a range of analytics down here, which gives you some idea as to how you're doing. So gross profit, gross loss, net profit, profit factor, a range of information with regards to maximum drawdown, a whole bunch of things that can help you figure out whether you're doing well or not. In fact, let's go through some of these performance statistics. So first off, the gross profit. This is the amount of dollars that you make on winning trades. Gross loss is the amount of dollars you lose on losing trades. Net profit is simply the gross profit minus gross loss, so the difference between the two. Profit factor is just another way to reflect these two numbers, gross profit divided by gross loss. Okay, your expected payoff. Now this is really your expected gain per trade or loss. So it takes all of the trades that you've done and divides them by the number of trades, the net profit divided by the number of trades, and gives you an average per trade in dollars that you've made or lost so far. Now, obviously, if you've got a good strategy or system, then this number should be a positive number. Drawdown numbers, they're quite important. Absolute drawdown just refers to how far below your start balance you've been, the maximum amount. Whereas your maximum drawdown number, that's really about how high you've been and how low you've been from that relative high. So the highest point was here. How low has your account been before it bases out and stops falling? So that's your maximum drawdown from this point to this point. This is known as a high equity, as a high watermark. So how far down have you been from your highest watermark to your lowest relative trough? And in this case, it's 4.49%. Okay, and then you've got a whole range of statistics here which tell you a little bit about how many consecutive winners, consecutive losers, your percent profitable, also from the long and short sides. Yeah. So that's that, and let's move on to the alerts tab. Get rid of that. Okay, so let's go to the alerts tab. So the alerts tab is where we will see we can place alerts for a particular market. So let's say for supposition that, here we go, we've got these positions now. Let's close them out. Let's say we want to be alerted if euro dollar, which is currently trading right now at a price of 108.337, call it 108.35. Let's say we want to be alerted if euro dollar makes a new high for the day. So in other words, if euro dollar breaks above 108.498, then we want to be alerted. So we can do this. So we can go right click. We can go, where are we now? We can go, that's not right. We can go, where's my alert screen? I'm sorry, there we go, alerts. Right click, create, that's what we want to do. Okay, so right click, create. So we choose the market that we want to create the alert for. We change it to euro dollar, there it is. Now we want to know if euro dollar goes above, the bid price goes above 108, let's call it 108.50, okay? 1.0850, like so. So if euro dollar, the bid price goes above 108.50, we want to be alerted. Okay, now what kind of alert do we want? It's defaulted to something that's called an alert. We hit test. That's the sound we'll get. That looks okay. There are other alerts that we can put in if we wish. Okay, now, if this happens, if we wanted to, we could put in an expiration date and time just by clicking on there and changing the date and time, but we won't do that. We'll keep it as good till cancelled. And we can also configure it so that we get emails or other, we can get, where is it now? We can get various messages. So file, mail, notification, pop-up, that kind of thing. Okay, so there goes the alert and it's in. So euro dollar, we want an audible alert should we get to 108.50 bid at any time before we cancel that order or that alert. Okay, so that's really how you set up an alert. Okay, let's cancel that. Delete. Okay, so that's alerts. Let's move on to some of the other tabs. Let's go to the market tab. So the market tab, that's just a selection of things you can buy which are coded in MQL code. So expert advisors, for example, these are expert advisors and people are selling these, and you can buy them and you can then attach them to your charts. Also, there is a signals tab where you can pay to gain access to people's signals. You don't know necessarily how good they are, but you can gain access to them. Some are free, some are not. And this is just something that you can, again, if you haven't got your own ideas, you might gain access to these things to maybe to learn from them possibly. And also there's a big network of articles that you might want to read on the markets or on using the platform. And they're written by various people. I believe most are from MetaTrader, but some are from external sources as well. Okay, so that's pretty much that. And then there's Codebase, where you can see people's various indicators and things which you can attach to your charts if you choose to. Okay. Now we're going to spend a bit of time working on charts. So first thing to do with charts is let's start off by how do you add a chart? Okay, this is the first thing. So we go to File, New Chart, choose your market. So let's choose any market. Let's go for cable, sterling dollar, like that. And up it comes. Up comes sterling dollar. And we've got it defaulted to a bar chart with a black background and a grid. So let's say we don't want the grid. Do a right click, lose the grid. Let's say we want a candlestick chart. We can hit on candlesticks there. Just like that. Let's change it to daily. Okay, let's go through some of these shortcuts now. So right now what we've got is let's lose the data window. We have a daily candlestick chart of sterling dollar. Okay, now let's say, for example, we are trading on an intraday time frame. We're day traders. We're not that interested in the daily chart. We're much more concerned about some of the intraday charts. So you've got a range of charts here ranging from the 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart, 15 minute chart, 30-minute chart, hourly chart, 4-hourly chart, daily, weekly, and monthly. So you can see it depends on the time frame that you wish to trade as to which chart you'll be interested in looking at. So that's something that has to come into your decision before you start trading. What is my trading time frame? Am I a day trader? Am I a multi-day or a multi-week swing trader? Okay. There are other buttons up top here to make life easier for you. We have buttons to change the type of chart. So right now we're looking at a candlestick chart. If we don't want to use candlestick charts, which really are all about shorter term 1, 2, 3, 4 bar combinations to larger combinations which involve price patterns, would most likely be using a bar chart. So click on bar chart, and then we would be starting to look for larger, more well-known technical patterns. Okay, and if we wish, some people like to use line charts, but then that's not very, very common these days. Okay, what else can we do with the chart? We can zoom in, we can zoom out. So plus and minus buttons here. The minus button, we zoom out, we see more data. The plus button, we zoom in, we see less data. Okay, there are a range of tiling options because we may have more than one chart. So down here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different charts, and we could see them in different ways. We can tile the windows like that. Okay, let's go back to our chart. Okay, there are scroll options worth noting. There are scroll options. So if you want to go back in time and see previous data, most of the time it'll be defaulted to bring the chart to the front to the next incoming tick. But if you click on this and you don't want to see the next incoming tick, let's say you want to go back in time to do some analytics, you can do it this way, and it won't take you straight to the current day. But you want to come back through to the current day, click on there, and every tick that comes through will take you to the current bar. Okay, obviously with charts there are a whole range of drawing tools. Let's lose these windows: the navigator window, the market watch window, and the terminal window view. So now all we're looking at is what we want to look at is just the chart. So yeah, let's go back to the daily chart and let's play with some of these tools. So right here we've got a basic trend line. If you're looking at charts, you're going to want to use trend lines. So you click on the trend line, you click on the chart, hold it down, left mouse, drag it across, and only let it go when you've reached the point that you want to let it go. like that. Okay, like that. Okay. And let's do another one up top. Okay. So what we've got is we've drawn trend lines between the most recent significant highs, that's a resistance line, and the most recent significant lows, that is a support line. Okay. So you can see that cable, for example, today broke down. This is today's bar, by the way. It broke down and it found support right at the support line connecting this low and this low. Okay, so maybe people came in and bought around that trend line. That's quite possible. Okay, and above the market, we can see that there's a resistance line here. It looks like a horizontal one, and this looks like a slightly sloping trend line. So this could be a bullish ascending triangle pattern, which we'll cover later on during the course, but not going to be confirmed until you break above the high for the pattern. Okay, that's trend lines. And let's just go objects list. We can lose those like that. Okay, what else have we got? We have retracement lines, retracement levels, which are quite good. So you can go draw Fibonacci retracement, and again, we'll cover these later on. You pick your high, you drag it down to your low, and you're looking for retracement levels where the market bases out or tops out. There's a whole bunch of studies that are related to Fibonacci levels, and these can be used to ascertain whether the market is going to base out or not, or whether it's likely to base out or not. Okay, and now we can delete the drawing tools. We go right click, we go objects list, Fibo, and delete. Okay. Okay, so that's working with charts. Now let's go on to some shortcuts. So you right click on the chart window and we can select one-click trading. So collect one-click trading there. And on there we can see, we can instantly make a trade based on the current market price and the lot size. And that will instantly put a trade into our terminal window. So if we go view terminal like this, and let's say we want to buy cable 0.1 lots just by clicking on the market like that. So I've just bought 0.1 lots of cable, sterling dollar, at that price. And here you can see it's bouncing around. So that's a shortcut that we can do from the chart window. Let's close that out. We can see the, there we go, depth of market. So here's the depth of market. This is where we can see essentially the order book. Let's say we want to place a trade on this one to buy at a price. Right now we're at 123.32 or so. Let's say we want to buy at 123.31. You click on, where is it, 123.31. So choose your price. Sorry, that's the one. Like that. There you go. So you put the price in. So you've chosen your lot size there. You've chosen buy, and the order goes instantly in the market. And now you've just been filled. So the market has just gone down to your price, and you just bought at the price at which you put the order in, the limit order in. Okay, that's that. Close that out. So that's how easy it is to trade from the order book. Also, we can disable the one-click trading. And that's pretty much the order book. Okay, let's move on now to the file menu. So we've got file. So on the file menu, we can do save as. This is where we can save data onto Notepad and WordPad. This is interesting, the save as a picture. File, save as a picture. So we can save the current screen, the current workspace, the current chart, and we can save it as a picture like this. And then we can export that and email it or whatever we want to do, even to do analytics on it separately. Okay, so that's save as a picture. Within the file menu, you've got the data folder, so open data folder. And this is where you see all of the files that are related to the MQL platform. So you can see all of the scripts that are written in there in MQL language. the expert advisors that are in there. We've got MACD on there, a moving average there, and you can see those. And this is where they live. Okay, so that's the data folder. Also within the file menu, we have open an account, log into account. So this is good. This is where you can, if you want, you can open up a new demo account, for example, or you can go log into your account. So log in, you've got the login, you've got the password, and you've got the server. Important to keep a note of these things, because if you want to log in on a different platform, you need to have the credentials to do this. Okay. Also, the investor password is important. If you want to give somebody access to your account, view-only access to your account, you'll give them the investor password, where they can see all of the trades and the balance, but they cannot actually trade on the account, just to view how your account has been going. Okay. Also from this menu, you can log into WebTrader, which gives you the option to see the platform on the web. And also you can log into the MQL5 community if you want to gain access to a community of developers who are coding in MQL language. Okay, onto the insert menu. Now this is where we're going to take a look at some of the indicators and oscillators that we have. So up top we have the insert indicators. Let's say you want to see a moving average of sterling dollar. So insert moving average. Choose the time period of the moving average. What kind of moving average you want. What color you want it to be. Choose a nice color there. How wide you want it to be. What you want it to look like. Is it based on the close, the high, the low, typical price, etc., etc., and hit OK. And on it goes. And you can do this for a range of indicators, and you can make all sorts of analysis based on these indicators, which people do. And there are so many of these indicators. So insert indicator. And they tend to break down into different categories, mainly trend indicators, because people who do technical analysis are very interested in which way the trend is for their time frame. And there are many ways to gauge it using indicators. Or oscillators. A lot of people like to trade the market from an overbought, oversold, or a mean reversion perspective, and there are lots of oscillators which help them do this. Okay, that's the indicators. Channels. These are essentially drawing tools which will help you figure out which way the trend is and the extent, the boundaries within the trend. And you can spend a lot of time ascertaining which way the market should go based upon a lot of these trend indicators. And finally, there's just something in there which out of interest called cycle lines, which a lot of people believe that the markets move in cycles, and these cycles are dictated by important peaks and troughs. So there are people who like to look at market peaks and troughs and ascertain whether the market should be basing or topping out based upon these indicators. Okay, let's move on to the tools menu. Tools. So in the tools menu, what do we have? Again, there's just another way to open up an order window, just like this. If you wanted to open up an order window to make a trade, you can do it here. Also, the History Center. This is where you will see all of the data behind these charts. So let's say, for example, you want to export some data. You choose the market, you choose the chart that you want to use. Let's say you want to export 1 minute data of euro-dollar. Double click, and you can see all the data here. Open, high, low, close, volume, and you can export it. Okay, and that's in there. Tools, options. We have the meta quotes language editor. You click on there. This is where you can write your own code if you are a programmer. If you learn how to program in MQL4. So it looks like a pretty complex language to me, but if you are a programmer, it might be worth a go if you've got some very good ideas that you want to test on the MetaTrader platform. Okay, back to the tools menu. In the options tab, there's a few things that could be of interest. You have the, let's see, we have the server. Yeah, this is where you will see the broker, the login, which is this number up here, your unique login number. The password, this is the master password, but obviously if you want to log in with the investor password, this is where it'll be. And you can change these details. So you can change the master password and or the investor password right here. Okay, and there's a whole range of things with regards to the server. We also have the signals. If you want to gain access to signals, you can do it here. The MQ5 community, you can log in and put your credentials in here, gain access this way. Email, this is when you want to do alerts, which we looked at before, and you want an email alert. Well, you just literally enable everything in here and you can test it first. And finally on this thing, expert advisors, just some information with regards to setting up an expert advisor. In fact, let's talk a little bit about expert advisors before we leave this particular section. What is an expert advisor? It's just a program which generates buy and sell signals for your given market. So for example, let's say, for example, you wanted to set up a buy and a sell expert advisor based on a moving average, which we've already got in here. Let's just bring it up again. So view, navigator, here it is. So we've got an expert advisor here called moving average, and it will basically generate buy and sell signals based upon what happens on this moving average. So it's really just a question of choosing the lot size and the criteria by which you want it to enter a long or short positions for you. Okay, and just a little bit on expert advisors in general. It's really for system traders. System traders believe that the best way to trade the markets is using a set of buy and sell rules, which have been back tested and rigorously back tested to show they've got validity. And system traders use expert advisor to automate their trading, and this removes some of this discretion or the emotion from the trading process. So as I say, the expert advisor is attached to the chart, and then you can basically switch it on. And the way it's switched on is by clicking on auto trading, and that smiley face there will go from a frown to a smile, and then the expert advisor will be operational on your trading account. Okay, and that pretty much wraps up this particular session. Thanks you very much.